the only locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A partly cloudy to mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center on the 17th of November. Hard to believe we're more than halfway through the month, and Thanksgiving holiday right around the corner. And, of course, the big countdown, a lot of the kids looking forward to Christmas, and that's not too far out of the question. Take a look at the weather, and Mother Nature seemed to believe that winter is right around the corner, even though officially we don't kick in with winter for, at least another month, maybe 5 weeks. But yesterday we had a pretty good touch of winter as far as wind chills are concerned. Saturday, we were still in fall. Temperatures working their way up well into the 60s as we move through the day on Saturday. And then Sunday, we were about 20 degrees cooler as far as our temperatures go. We did have a strong gusty breeze, so that did blow the leaves around just a little bit. Hopefully they blew off of your property. And we're looking at right now some uneventful weather here for at least the next couple of days or so. I think as we approach the end of the week, we are going to see a system move through that potentially could give us a little bit more than just a sprinkle or two. But before we get to all of that, Matthew, what are we looking at right now as far as temperatures?
Currently, over at the airport, it's partly sunny at 39. Over in Midland, it's cloudy at 41. Here, Radio Center, it's partly sunny also at 41. We have northwest winds at 12 miles per hour, gusting up to 18 miles per hour, and our pressure is at 30.04, and it's rising.
Started the morning off below 32 degrees. A number of cities around, West Branch, Standish, all coming in at 31. Mount Pleasant, Gladwin, you were at 30. Bad Axe, Marlette, Carroll, all at 32. Lapeer started off at 30 degrees. Alma, you dropped down to 27. Owasso was 29, as well as Clare, 29. Get up over into the thumb. You did see a lot of temperatures, 33, 34, 35 degrees, simply because we had a little bit more cloud cover. Where it was clear, the temperatures did drop, and that's what's going to happen today with our temperatures not so much to drop. Hopefully, we can work our way up to about 42 for a high. We're going to need the sun to get us there because we've got quite a bit of cool air entrenched right now over the Great Lakes Bay area and off into the northeast section of the continental United States. Mix of sun and clouds, that's what we're looking at. 42 is our projected high. We should be at 46 for this time of the year, so running a little bit below normal. Partly cloudy skies tonight, and with the lack of cloud cover, it does look like we'll drop down into the middle 20s. I think probably 24 degrees for a low tonight. But right now, it looks fairly uneventful. As far as the winds are concerned, we've got a northwest wind, as Matthew said, right around 10 miles per hour, and that's going to be it. It'll become a little bit more westerly tonight, but under 5 miles per hour, so relatively calm. It's going to be a very cold night tonight, just temperature-wise with very little wind. Tomorrow, clouds will be moving in. We're looking for a high temperature of right around 39, so not as warm tomorrow as what it will be today. There is a system which will be looping down under us to the south. It is going to push a mix of precipitation up at us a little bit later on tomorrow afternoon, especially south of the I-69-96 corridor. But then late tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours overnight, skies will be clearing out tomorrow night. As a result, that temperature is going to drop down to about 22 for a low after a high of 39. Now on Wednesday, we'll see some sun. So it will warm up a little bit more, but still we'll be running a little bit below normal. 44 is our projected high temperature for the day on Wednesday. Wednesday night, 30 for a low, partly sunny skies. Then on Thursday, we'll see a little bit more in the way of clouds. And later in the day on Thursday, especially Thursday night, we're going to have the passage of a system that is going to be moving into the central part and then eventually into the Ohio River Basin. And that is going to be pushing some moisture our way, along with warmer temperatures. We're actually going to have a couple of low pressures. One coming from Canada is going to be cutting across northern Michigan. And then one in the central part of the country is going to be pushing right straight east. So that'll be in the Tennessee Valley with much warmer air and a lot more in the way of moisture. So Thursday night, we're going to see a little bit of a battle of systems, cold air, warm air, and the majority of it is going to be south of Michigan, but we're going to see a little bit more in the way of rain shower activity, accumulation-wise, something that, quite frankly, it's been a few days since we've seen any kind of moisture like this. And again, that will pretty much be Thursday night, late Thursday night into the day on Friday. Friday, after a high on Thursday of 48. Friday, we're going to be looking at 48 degrees as well. Mostly cloudy skies, rainy skies. Things won't clear off until late on Friday night. Then on Saturday and Sunday, right now, looks to be pretty uneventful as far as the skies are concerned, partly cloudy skies. Mid to upper 40s is what we'll be looking at as far as high temperatures go. As I said, we should be right around 46 during the day, 31 at night. So we're running a little bit below that until we get toward the tail end of the week. But the long range outlook now to take us all the way through the 30th of the month, the end of the month. Once we get past this cooler air here this week, we're going to be looking at above normal temperatures, average as far as moisture is concerned. Record high in this state is 70. That was set back in 1930. The record low is 8. That was set in 1959. Incidentally, the coldest ever, 17th of November, was in 1959. 20 was our high. 8 was our low. The warmest ever, 17th, 1931. 67 was our high. 57 was our low. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by today, Matthew, who do we have?
Coming up next, we have Gary Kaufman from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
Before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound-up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Michigan Truck Spring of Saginaw. They're your complete parts and service headquarters for light, medium, heavy-duty trucks and buses, as well as recreational vehicles. Quality parts, quality service, very competitive prices. That's been happening for well over 45 years. 800-358-4751 or buy online at truckspring.com. And don't forget that Service Bay area open till 11 p.m. Monday through Friday. We say good morning to Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. Gary, how are we doing today?
Well, good morning, Terry. Doing great. How about yourself?
Hey, not too bad. It was a nice weekend for the most part. I got a lot of work done on Saturday.
Well, good. If you got all your work done, you come over and help me then. So.
Well, I on Sunday, I made sure that the fireplace worked. Okay.
There you go.
That's
a priority.
That was a priority. Boy, it was downright chilly. I bet a lot of farmers are pretty happy that they got their corn off because that wind was whipping around pretty good.
Oh, yeah, no, it was a wild, windy day there on Sunday for sure. So yeah.
Now, as far as the markets are concerned, we had that government report came out on Friday. I really wasn't too happy with that.
Yeah, corn and wheat was pretty bearish, I guess. Looking at corn first tier, Terry, the 25, 26 corn stocks were forecasted at 2.154 billion bushel, which was 44 million bushel above the September estimate and 18 million bushel above the trade gas. So that kind of set corn on a tailspin. And soybeans was rather uneventful. I mean, it was pretty much on average of where they expected to be. But on the wheat side, that was bearish as well. A lot of production increases in the world market, and Argentina's crop was boosted. Let's see here. Who else? Russia was increased. And Argentina was increased. Eastern European Union was increased. So yeah, world ending stocks were up 7.4 million metric ton higher. So that set wheat in the tailspin. And then, of course, soybeans, even though it was rather uneventful, they took it down pretty hard. It's just like buy the rumor, sell the fact type of day on Friday. But today, we're getting it all back now. So, and there seems to be news coming off the wire, seems to be China's in the market. It sounds like on wheat and soybeans today. So that's why you got soybeans and wheat leading the way. So whatever happened on Friday on the report is all erased.
Well, and again, a lot of folks realize what went into that government report. Probably a lot of the information that you and I and a lot of other folks have been talking about wasn't really factored into that report. I just got the feeling that it was a really incomplete report, the reason why it came out.
Yeah, and I think there's some people in the trade that feel exactly that way. All the pieces of the puzzle hasn't been put back together yet. So
yeah, there you go. So right now on the board at Star of the West, what do you have, Gary?
Yeah, let's call it cash wheat up 16, Terry. I put white at 528, the red at 453. New crop for 2026, that's up 15 right now. That puts the white at 567 and the red at 482. Cash corn up 6 at 386. New crop for next year up 3 at 410. Cash soybeans currently up 29 at 1068, and new crop for next year called up 14 at 1049.
All righty. You have a good day, Gary. Thanks a lot.
I will. You do. You too. Thanks, Terry.
Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. A little bit more as far as what's going on with those markets. In-depth look. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining me. The market report brought to you by Thumb Bank, working with agriculture since 1895. Now, obviously, farming's got a lot of challenges, and there's more than likely the necessity to change up a little bit as far as your farming operation, depending on industry trends and those changes. Well, Thumb Bank can help. Now, with 13 locations throughout the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay, Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. Market Report also brought to you by the folks at Pivot Bio Proven G3. You put more into every acre, more time, more care, more grit. Well, the folks at Pivot Bio are helping you get back more with a 3 game-changing mode of action. Feeds more nitrogen, boosts nutrient uptake, and amplifies yield potential. Proven G3 blocks in at the roots to deliver steady nutrition and when and where your corn needs it most. So lock in and see for yourself at pivotbio.com or give Don Morris or Allie Teal a call. Check out the price against synthetic nitrogen as well when you talk to Don at 989-239-2791 or Allie Teal at 989-780-3770. Check that price against synthetic nitrogen today by giving Don or Allie a call. Doug Klein, good morning.
Well, good morning.
Well, coming off of that government report, things got a little wild on Friday, but looks like we're trying to take a little bit of it back, huh?
Yeah, there was a little smoke screen, false flag, whatever you want to call it. When these markets are high, which they're getting close to hitting highs, that's when the big money gets interested. And so they're kind of interested. I mean, cross your fingers, hope they stay interested longer than, 30 seconds or 30 minutes, but it's actually looking pretty okay. The stock market, they're not so much interested right now. I mean, the tech is pretty tough. The crypto is really getting hammered. It's down some $40,000, since the last high. So that's kind of getting dicey. Lithium's back in the news in a good way. Albemarle is up about $10 today, so that's again becoming a hot commodity. And Nvidia reports on Wednesday, and they've made a lot of wild claims, but then some of the things I've seen AI do, they can probably do that with their earnings report, and bingo, you just create something out of nothing.
Boy,
anyway,
isn't that the way it's going right now? That's the scary thing. I mean, wow.
Can't believe nothing.
No.
Can't believe anything.
Wow.
No, nothing. But anyway, so the hot hand obviously is the grain. So the December corn is 436.5, up 6 1/4. The March corn 449 3/4, up 5 3/4. The January soybeans 1154 3/4, up 30 1/4. March soybeans 1163 1/4, up 27 1/4. January wheat is December wheat 545 3/4, up 18 1/2, and March wheat is 559 1/2, up 18. Crude oil is 59.96, up a penny. Heating oil is 253.70, up a half a penny. Gasoline is 199.93, down 1 1/4 cents. Natural gas is 3.88, down 6 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.4030 Canadian. That's up 9 ticks. The dollar buys 155.19 yen, up 65 ticks. The euro's at 116, that's down 21 ticks. And the dollar's at 99.45, up 15 ticks. Gold's at 40.7040, down $23.80. Silver's 50.67, down 1.5 cents. Platinum's at $15.49.90, down $15.30. And copper's at $503.15, down 5.35 cents.
All righty. You have a good one, Doug. Thank you.
You too.
We'll talk to you again. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. Great place to go to gobble up those Dairyland seeds. They've been taking a lot of orders so far. It looks as though the pricing structure seems to be pretty good right now, so you want to check with the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain, your Dairyland seed headquarters. Remember, serving you is their business. They've been doing it since 1983, Freeland Bean and Grain. Matthew, who do we have on deck?
Coming up next, we have Kevin Messing, and he's an agronomist with Michigan Sugar.
We'll talk to Kevin right after this.
PowerLift hydraulic doors. Ever heard of them? PowerLift hydraulic doors is the largest hydraulic door manufacturer in North America, manufacturing and installing hydraulic doors for over 30 years. Covering the entire state of Michigan, we can custom design your new door up to 150 feet by 45-foot clear opening. We can fit your airplane hangar, agricultural shed, industrial or commercial structure with a strong, reliable, and high-performance door. Nothing beats a PowerLift hydraulic door built right here in Marlette, Michigan. Our custom hydraulic doors are designed for your toughest jobs.
Hi, I'm Andy. The price we give you is the installed price, and you deal with us from the beginning to the end. To schedule your PowerLift door consultation, call 989-635-8017 and ask for Andy, or visit powerliftdoorsmi.com. PowerLift Hydraulic Doors of Michigan. When you need it done right, we lift you above the rest.
Hope. It's a hard thing to hold on to in the face of adversity. But if you really want it, put your boots back on, keep moving forward. Accept the late nights and early mornings. Push through the rain, the droughts, and prove to the world that you have what it takes. At Beck's, we're farmers too. We know what a selfless and difficult job it is. It takes heart to be a farmer. So the next time you feel defeated, don't forget, grit and determination got you here, and your faith will keep you going. You were made for this.
Along with us now, Kevin Messing with Michigan Sugar Company. Kevin's report brought to you by Foster Blue Water Oil. They can easily accomplish your fuel, propane, lubricants, exhaust, diesel fluid, and all of your energy needs under one roof. Just visit them online at fosteroil.com or call and learn more about what they can do for you. Kevin, good morning. How are you this morning?
Good morning, Terry. I'm doing well. How are you?
Hey, not too bad. Looks like the beets in the pile have got some favorable weather right now.
Yeah, you really can't ask much more than this. Highs in the low 40s to mid 30s and lows around freezing. That's perfect refrigerator temperature for beets in a pile.
I was taking a look at it, and the piles are pretty good size. But am I right? Is my perception right that I just don't see as many big piles right now?
Yeah, that's true, Terry. That combination of a lower yield and then starting when we did there before Labor Day, we chewed through a higher percentage of our acres than we normally do. Looking at pre-harvest yields, we were estimating a certain size crop, and with that dry fall, almost record dry, low rainfall, and lower crop growth, we just didn't get that extra boost in those last few months of the growing season that we normally expect to see.
So right now at this stage of the game, all the factories are up to capacity as far as processing goes.
Yeah, the factories have seemed to be running well, Terry. I know they're focusing really closely on quality and extraction right now, especially because we have a little bit shorter crop. Throughput and tonnage isn't necessarily the name of the game right now. It's going to be extraction and trying to get every pound of sugar out of that ton of beets that we can. But we have started pile recovery too. So there's some transfers starting just today from outside piling sites moving to the factories now as deliveries have wrapped up from grower fields.
Boy, everything is really moving right along. So right now, as far as producers are concerned, any suggestions, Kevin?
Yeah, so our seed committee met last week and went through variety approval. I believe that'll get finalized at the board this week, and then late this week and early next week, some of that variety information will come out. Meetings are scheduled for that week right after Thanksgiving. So time to start, I guess, looking at varieties and making those choices to set ourselves up for next year.
I guess so. Kevin Messing, always good to talk. We'll talk to you again next week. All righty?
Okay. Thanks, Terry.
You bet. Kevin Messing with Michigan Sugar. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Legendary Tree Care. You need some trimming. You need tree removal. Legendary Tree Care can do it. Remember, no job too big, no job too small. They're fully licensed and insured, and they do specialize in those big projects. LegendaryTreeCareMI.com or like them on Facebook. When we come back, Matthew, who do we have up?
Coming up next, we have Jerry Samalski from the Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville.
But first, this.
Soil prep for next year begins as soon as the harvest is over. Don't miss out on nutrients you can return to your soil. Applying a Dairy Dew compost blend accelerates the conversion of crop stubble into next year's plant food. That remaining plant material is full of nutrients you want to return to the soil. Dairy Dew blends from Morgan Composting, like K2, Gypsum Plus, and Layer Ash Blend with Gypsum, helps with decomposition, releasing those nutrients for next year's crops, while also adding good biology and other missing nutrients to your soil. Like a lot of things right now, supplies are limited, so contact Morgan Composting to place your order for fall and lock in your price now. Crops don't wait. The seasons don't wait. You shouldn't wait. Address soil health now for better yields next year. Not sure which is the best Dairy Dew compost blend for your fields? Contact a soil health expert at Morgan Composting for a consultation and soil testing. Call today or visit dairydew.com to learn more.
Jerry Samalski joining me right now from Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. And Jerry, those cold winds yesterday made me think about some of the precious ornamentals outside.
Yeah, Terry, plants don't feel wind chill. It's all about pure temperature for them. What does feel wind chill is maybe the evergreens, and if they're dry and they have to keep all those needles hydrated, so they have to still suck up some moisture. So wind chill may affect some evergreens, but right now they're still not dormant enough, and the wind isn't bad enough to bother them too much. I would say, though, if you've got some plants, we're just talking about how dry it is, particularly in our area. Someone was driving some fence posts in. He says, I can't remember when it was so hard to drive them in. I don't think that was because he was getting older. But anyway, it's dry down there, Terry. So, if you've got evergreens, it would really bode well to give them a watering before you put your hoses away, or if you put them away, grab one or two and hit those special evergreens you want to keep and make sure you get them hydrated well and send them to bed feeling happy this winter.
Hey, there you go. Jerry, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. All righty.
All right, Terry.
Jerry Samalski. We'll be right back.
At Beta Seed, there's a science to breeding confidence. Each hybrid we release represents a decade of research and testing designed to drive yields, manage disease, and perform in your region and on your farm. Our breeders never stop pushing for what's next, creating hybrids that deliver more value with every generation. Because confidence isn't claimed, it's proven. Learn more at betaseed.com. Beta Seed, breeding confidence.
Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at Ed Raymond's Quality Clothing and Shoes since 1919. Carhartt, Red Wing Shoes and Boots, Stormy Cromer Accessories, and more. All available today at 151 West Broad Street in Chesaning, open 7 days. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude with the playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coin in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.